Hello, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Sciences and Public Policy at Walden University. And I wanted to go over, there's 14 risk factors. I wanted to go over risk factor number 1 in greater detail and provide some indicators that are under risk factor 1. So the risk factor 1 that I went over in another video was situations of armed conflict or other forms of instability. Now, a bit more specific, situations that place a state under stress and generate an environment conducive to atrocity crimes. So if there's an environment there, then these crimes will take place. So indicators for this risk factor: international or non-international armed conflict, security crisis. It's 1.2. Security crisis caused by, among other factors, defection from peace agreements, armed conflict in neighboring countries, threats of external interventions, or acts of terrorism. 1.3 humanitarian crisis or emergency, including those caused by natural disasters or epidemics. So if you have a destabilization of through natural disasters, then the system is already weakened. And then you're faced with trying to grapple with the emergency that took place. Again, the political instability 1.4 follows naturally from some of the other indicators. So political instability caused by abrupt or irregular regime change or transfer of power. And then 1.5, political instability caused by disputes over power or growing nationalist armed or radical opposition movements. And then 1.6, political tension caused by autocratic regimes or severe political repression. And this is important because when you have a lot more central power consolidated into the central government, or federal government, then you have political repression a lot more than if you have democratically elected government. Economic instability 1.7 caused by scarcity of resources or disputes over their use or exploitation. A lot of times, for instance, the pipeline that's going through the Dakotas, and it's going through the Native American lands. And so the pipeline is driving, the scarcity of resources is driving this exploitation of other landscapes, and there's exploitation there and dispute over land. Economic instability caused by severe crisis in the national economy, economic instability caused by acute poverty, mass unemployment, or deep horizontal inequalities. And when there's equalities, when there's mass unemployment, there's a need to blame someone. And unfortunately, minority groups are the first to be blamed for economic crises. And we saw this during the Holocaust, or events leading up to the Holocaust, where there was a country where running out of money, and so they had to blame a minority. And unfortunately, Jewish individuals were the minority group. Social instability caused by resistance to or mass protests against state authority or policies. And then 1.11, social instability caused by exclusion or tensions based on identity issues, their perception, or extremist forms. So this is, in a nutshell, what risk factor 1 is comprised of, the 11 indicators. And atrocity crimes usually take place against a background of either an international or non-international armed conflict. So this is what makes this fertile ground for armed conflicts and eventually even ethnic cleansing. Thank you for listening.